All right, Nation, we are back with Foodie Call, and we are gonna have a tea party.
Yay!
I'm so excited about this.
Me too, Leslie.
Where do I have so many questions for you, Sophie. First off, how did this all start for you?
Oh golly, well, the business start?
Yes.
Well, I love vintage, I love cake, I love tea, I love my friends. I adore entertaining them and seeing the joy brought to their faces when I have these parties. And I love champagne and I love tea, so you put it all together and dress up.
So just all the things you love.
All the things I love, shove it all together and make a fabulous, marvelous vintage tea party company. You know, it's really, really fun, and every single one is completely different, so it keeps it fun.
That's great. That's what I noticed on your website, that there are, and it seems like every single tea party can be different. Probably no tea party is the same, am I right?
No. We have sip and sees, you do guy ones as well.
Awesome.
Of course there's, you know, women like us getting together and drinking tea but also slugging champagne while they're eating cake as well. Of course there's baby showers, there's weddings, basically, you can have a tea party for any reason whatsoever. And in fact, you don't even need a reason to have one.
Good, because I'm gonna book one next week.
Good.
Because this is amazing, and it looks to me like, well, obviously, it's all about the details. There's just so much. Can you explain what's going on here in the glass, for instance?
Oh yes, well, this is actually an edible hibiscus flower. And what we do, obviously there's champagne involved as well.
So we have to drink this down and then we get to...
Yeah, of course. Well, actually what I do is my gorgeous, delectable vintage hostesses, they greet you at the door and all your guests. Actually have like a mock one here, wearing their bikinis. They do their hair all like barrel rolls as well, and you know, big eyelashes, big red lips, and they greet you at the door with a silver tray filled with these. So as soon as your guests come in, they are immediately given a beautiful drink and kind of made to feel gorgeous the minute they step in. So they don't feel angst about being extremely made up. They feel beautiful immediately, and plus a little Dutch courage doesn't hurt anybody, you know.
Exactly.
So cheers to that.
Oh, thank you. Good excuse. Thank you so much.
Yum.
Oh gosh, that's good. Okay. All right. Tell us about all the food we've got here as well, while we're on the subject.
Yeah, well, this is just obviously a tiny snippet of the menu that I can do, but these are really sweet. I make these are tea bag shortbreads, chocolate tea bag shortbreads, and basically they're exactly that. They're shortbread, which I've made with lemon and lime rind as well, and then dip it in 85% fair trade chocolate. So it creates, I'll just show you right now, it creates this beautiful little tea bag, which of course tastes pretty yummy as well. So we can definitely have some of those in a minute as well. Yes, and then we have these lovely little cucumber teapot shaped sandwiches, which is cream cheese and cucumber on very, very thin white bread. So it's very delicate. A lot of the food at tea parties is about being feminine, about being delicate, dainty. So you're not sitting there with a big knife and fork saying, I need a steak knife, the scone, you know.
And you're making a huge mess.
Exactly. So it's all about picking it up either with your fingers or with your little cake fork and eating it politely. So you've got little cucumber sandwiches, and of course the beautiful French macaron. And here we've got vanilla bean, lavender, and this one's champagne, and so that's gonna be gorgeous. And then we have some little chocolate bites that I make, and then of course you need, with any kind of tea party, I always try and incorporate some kind of lemon dish, whether it's a lemon cake or lemon meringue or lemon. These are very popular, the lemon bites basically, and they're basically lemon drizzle cake, kind of cut up into little bits. And so again, it's very dainty, powdered sugar on the top.
Beautiful.
But they're utterly yummy and divine.
And so that's a staple then in a tea party. Lemon, something lemon.
I think so.
Trying to learn.
I think so. I mean, I think a tea party is exactly what you want it to be, and that's the great thing about tea parties. They can be whatever you want them to be. You know, some clients come to me and they have really quite, you know, very different ideas of what they want for their tea party. And you know what? If I can do it for them, then of course I'll do it.
Right.
It gives me actually a bit more of a challenge. And it's more fun ultimately for everybody. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. And so for you, it's really about taking the party, however big or small, to another world, really.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. People come in, I want you to actually have one of these, or at least come to one so you can see it. Because it really is so cool. People, they don't realise, they think a little tea party is, you know, oh, how nice, we all sit around and we have a cup of tea and a slice of cake. It's not. Like, my whole mission is to reinvent the tea party as we know it, as we have known it before. It's no longer about grandma stodge, you know, a big wad of cake and a moustached lady coming over with your cuppa, you know, with a pinny on. This is actually very modern, it's very hip. It's actually kind of sexy, I think, too. I think it's pretty hip.
It totally is. I saw on your website also the film Noir themed party that you had, which was, speaking of sexy.
Yeah, that was for guys.
And so, yeah, and I think it just takes people aback, probably, when they see a tea party done in a way like that.
Yeah, these guys had so much fun. They had like little moustaches going on, little dicky bows, and lovely polished red shoes, and you know, I made, of course, drinks for them. So they had tea, but they had whiskey-infused cocktail teas and vodka-infused cocktail teas. And they had cigars and a cigarette girl coming round. So, of course,
awesome.
It was very masculine. And so all the food that I made, too, was very dark, very heavy, very beautiful, but for guys, you know.
Yeah, so they can pretend they're 1920s
they had a
gangsters or something.
And they adored my hostess, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I bet.
Poor girl, yeah.
Aw, well, thank you so much for this. Okay, one last question. I don't know. Coffee over tea, what do you think? Is one better for you, or?
Well, I think that's a very personal thing. I mean, it's like, do you like wine or do you like beer? Well, I personally prefer tea. I know that tea has many, many, many health benefits. I think more so than coffee does, that's been proven. The popularity of tea is increasing massively each year, especially in the US and the Western world. I think because of all the Asian influence now in America, the English influence in America, all those different things, you know, have a lot to do with the tea market in America. And I think, I don't know, mark my words, I reckon in the next 5-10 years, you're gonna see more and more tea shops opening up, but very modern, hip ones, not as fancy as mine, obviously, but you know, it'll be a much more mainstream thing. Like you see coffee shops everywhere, you're going to see tea shops everywhere too.
Right, that's so great. I can't wait.
Me either.
It's going to be amazing.
I know.
It's so great.
More caffeine.
Sophie, thank you so much for having this beautiful tea party. I can't wait to have one of my own.
Oh, I love your job there. I can't wait to do one for you, Leslie.
Oh, thank you. We'll be back with more Z Nation.